Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, it was a rough night. If you were in the US, you probably had trouble sleeping. It was a very, very rough night as we saw a fire sale on Bitcoin and all of crypto. So, let's discuss. Does this mean that the bull market is canceled? Is that a possibility? Well, let's talk about everything. This was reported yesterday that Citadel is going to be coming into this space. So it was reported yesterday that Citadel is going to be a liquidity provider for all the major exchanges, including Coinbase, Binance, Crypto.com, and others. And a lot of you guys know the history behind Citadel. Okay, you could go look it up. You could ask Grok, you could ask Google. You know, they have done some things that a lot of people don't like. Mainly the recent thing with GameStop and all that stuff, right? Wall Street bets. They were ones behind it. A lot of the naked shorting and stuff that's being done on Wall Street, Citadel is behind it. A lot of not so good things if you do research on them. And these guys are coming into the crypto space. They were very anti-crypto before. Now they turn pro-crypto and they want to come in. And you got to put two and two together. If they're going to be a liquidity provider, that means that they need a lot of liquidity. They need to be holding on a lot of crypto. So do you think Citadel wants to buy at high prices? Do you think they want to buy Bitcoin at 100,000+? Do you think they want to buy ETH at like 3,000, 4,000 something? Or want to buy Sol at like 280 or XRP at 350? No. I would think that if they want to acquire billions upon billions of dollars of crypto, they're going to want dirt cheap prices. So for me, I just don't think this is a coincidence. But it could be. I can't prove it one way or another. But, you know, I just think the timing of it is too perfect. But besides this, what else is going on? Well, obviously this came out yesterday as well. In the US, you know, Trump is still making a lot of moves. A lot of people around the world are not very comfortable. Traders especially do not like uncertainty. So Trump is going to implement the 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico, their goods. And, you know, this is going to bring a lot of uncertainty. So this could be one of the reasons as well. And, you know, during yesterday's market, I mean, this was reported yesterday, but during yesterday's market, Bitcoin was coming down already. And you could see the ETFs, massive outflows. Yesterday, we had a massive outflow of 560 million. So it does seem like, yes, Wall Street right now, a lot of Wall Street. I actually reported this the other day. There was a research firm, 10X Research, that said only about 44% of ETFs bought are going to long-term holders. The other 56% are short-term holders. Funds and traders, they are just arbitraging. And a lot of them are finding that they can't arbitrage anymore, so they are actually selling off. And with all the uncertainty in the US, with the economy, with tariffs and all that, it makes sense that they want to sell off more. So that's what we're seeing right now. But this certainly does not explain like what happened last night, because even after market close, we went further down more and more and more and more and more. Now, the last thing that could be happening is, of course, we still have the $1.3 billion that was just stolen last week. That kind of set the motion for all this. Because I like to remind you guys, on Friday, we were at 99.5 for Bitcoin. A full $10,000 more than where we are now. We're at 99.5, about to head higher when this hack happened. Again, the timing of it makes it seem like it was not a coincidence at all. But nevertheless, Arkham and others are tracking it. The hackers are basically trying to do what they can. It looks like every minute or so, they're trying to make some moves. And, you know, the selling pressure could be ongoing for quite some time. I don't know how they're going to do it, but it's been reported they've been switching to, obviously they've been switching to a variety of coins, to Sol, to memes, to, other ETH-based projects, even some to Bitcoin. They're just like swapping all around to see what they can get away with and swap and trade and sell, right? But it's one of the largest, it was the largest hack in history of the world, of any company out there. $1.5 billion. It's a big deal. And to sell it all is going to take a lot of effort. And obviously, a whole lot of people got liquidated. 1.3 billion in liquidations. In fact, it's more than that. If you go to CoinGlass, it's more like 1.52 billion, but it's really even more than that. Bybit, they said it before. The number that CoinGlass gets is delayed and not fully right. In fact, he was saying this is probably 1/10 of what's actually out there. So if that's accurate, it's more like 15 billion that was liquidated. And again, I've said this before, who benefits from liquidations? You got to figure why. Like, you liquidate the longs, you liquidate the shorts. What's the point? Who benefits? Well, exchanges do. The ones that are offering them, right? They're making the fees. So, it was yesterday, it was reported too, that Binance was dumping a ton of Sol and ETH. It seems like that dumping has stopped. But yesterday, it was also very apparent that every hour, Binance was sending millions of dollars worth of ETH and Sol to Wintermute to be sold. So that also contributed to the weakness of the market. So is Binance doing something that they shouldn't be? And that's why they stopped. Don't know. Speculating. Is the bull market really canceled, you might be thinking? Well, the answer, in my opinion, and Cathie Wood's opinion, and Michael Saylor's opinion, and many others, is no. No, it's not canceled. In fact, Cathie Wood says that, hey, these kind of consolidations or even dips are extremely healthy. You can't have something go up forever. When something is this valuable and this scarce, you will have these kind of periods. And like I said, last time we had fear drop down to this level, to 25, it was right before, it was like a final shakeout before we finally went up. We saw a lot of these periods where Bitcoin dumped down. We had a lot of fear. Fear level skyrocketed. And it was like a precursor to something great. And you look at a fear and greed index, a lot of these times, fear was extremely, extremely high. So the last time we were at this level was right here, BTC ETF consolidation. That was actually like 3 or 4 months after ETFs. It seemed like the ETFs were a bust. They weren't going to do anything. That was midway through. The fear level was actually lower. It went down to like 10s. That's when it dropped to like 48,000. But guess what? Did we go lower? No. We picked ourselves back up. And then that's when we started rallying. Even before the election. That was right before the big boom, right? So we have seen fear levels like this before. And all these times before, you could have said, well, the bears won and the bull market's over. But obviously, that wasn't true.